Hey everybody, welcome back to Appa's Kitchen. Okay, today I am starting a project. All right, my project is to make a South Philly style roasted pork sandwich. If you've never had one, it is in my opinion, the best Philadelphia sandwich. Um, the cheesesteak gets all the attention, but it's really the roast pork that if you have a chance, you have to try it. I think that cheesesteaks are a lot easier to make. You just get some beef and you fry it up and put some cheese on it. The way that I'm going to make it is actually going to take 2 days. So, first day, just marinating it overnight. I'm going to roast it tomorrow and then let it sit overnight in the refrigerator and then slice it the next day. So, it's a 2 day process, the way that we're going to make it today. Doesn't have to be this difficult. My mom used to actually buy what was called a porchetta, from the supermarket. It was just a piece of beef, maybe shoulder or butt, that was already spiced. It had garlic and rosemary and different spices on it. Just pop it in the oven, and that was it. And, slice it, and we had dinner. But I'm trying to replicate the amazing roast pork sandwiches that I've had in Philadelphia. So I'm going to take my time with it. Hey, I'm retired now, so I have nothing but time on my hands. So I'm going to take my time with it, and I'm going to just take it slow. And I really hope that this is the best thing that I have ever made. It's really my favorite sandwich. It's very versatile. You can eat it with hot peppers, roasted peppers, broccoli rabe. The way that I like it is broccoli rabe and provolone. I'm going to make a jus, like a gravy to go with it. So it should be nice and moist and just flavorful. And once I get my rolls perfected, it's going to be the perfect sandwich. And my friends are going to be knocking down my door to come and eat it. All right, so I'm going to take you to the counter. I'll show you the ingredients. First thing I'm going to do today is just make the marinade. Um, make a rub, spread it all over the pork, and then put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then I'll roast it tomorrow. Okay, so I'll meet you at the counter. I'll show you what we have for today. All right, this is what we're working with right now. So I bought the pork butt. A couple weeks ago, I stuck it in the freezer because I was just too lazy to do anything with it. So this is a pork, it's a shoulder butt. It's pork Boston butt, roast, boneless. It's about 4 pounds. Still not fully defrosted, but it's going to be okay for me to put the rub on it. And then I bought some rosemary and thyme, and I didn't use them right away, so they're starting to dry out. That's the reason why I'm doing this today. I have about 6 cloves of garlic. And then I'm going to use my mortar and pestle to do this. I was debating, should I do it in a way that maybe you can replicate, because I know not everybody has a mortar and pestle. So I have a little mini food processor that I was going to use. You could do it in a larger food processor as well. You could do it in a blender. You could also just do it on a cutting board, right? Just chop everything up, incorporate some salt into it. Just keep kind of dragging it. You're wanting to make a paste. So if you don't have any kind of machinery, then you can do it by hand. All right, so we're going to use the mortar and pestle today. I have some kosher salt and some whole black pepper. I decided I'm just going to use whole black pepper, um, just to really get the flavor. It'll be freshly ground, and some olive oil. All right, so I'm not gonna say anything while I'm doing this because I'm just gonna speed it up so that you can see the process. So basically I'm just gonna chop and pound everything together until I get a paste. All right, so I have a thick paste here. Just gonna add some olive oil. And there's my marinade. Okay, so when I turned the roast over, there was a pretty thick layer of fat underneath. I don't want all that fat. So I trimmed the fat and then I just cut some grooves into the roast so that the flavors can get a little bit into it. And then all we're going to do is give this baby a little bit of a massage with the rub. It smells so good. Now, as far as measurements, I didn't really measure anything. I just kind of eyeballed it. I would say do it to taste, depending on, I love rosemary, I love garlic. I don't mind thyme that much. It's not something that I really cook with a lot, but just use as much as you want. All right, so I'm going to wrap that up, put it in the fridge. Okay, there it is. It's ready to go in the fridge. I'm going to keep it in the refrigerator overnight. And then I'll take it out tomorrow and roast it. So see you tomorrow. Day 2 of our South Philly style roast pork. So my pork roast has been resting in the refrigerator overnight. It's been about 24 hours. It smells great. It looks like, I can kind of see that the spices are not just on the surface anymore, but, it looks like things are starting to be absorbed a little bit into the meat. So I have it in my Dutch oven. Put about 2 cups of chicken stock in the Dutch oven, and I have my thermometer set at 180. So I'm gonna stick the probe into the pork and bring it up to about 180. It should take about 2 to 2.5 hours. Oven is set at 325, so it's a low cooking temperature. Just going to kind of braise in this chicken stock, and then we'll see what we get when it's done. Today is the day that I get to try my roast pork, so I'm frying up some long hot peppers, and I'm roasting some red peppers, and I'm going to make some broccoli rabe. Getting ready, I'm excited. All right, it is time for the big reveal. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so here's our pork roast. It's been resting in the refrigerator overnight. So the reason that you want to rest it is so that you can slice it thinly. You don't have to rest it overnight, just bring it down to room temperature, but I'm in no hurry here. And then I have my jus. You can see that there's a layer of fat on top. So I'm going to remove that. If you hear crackling in the background, that's the long hot peppers that I'm frying. Nice. This is nice and gelled. So this was just chicken stock that I had in the freezer. I was going to use water, which I'm sure you could do 2 cups of water, or add some bouillon if you have it. All right, so I'm going to put this in the pot first. And then just slice the pork as thinly as possible. I could probably go thinner. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. So these are nice slices. So when I say thin and thinly as possible, it's up to you how thin you want it. Now this is that's a really nice thin slice. Okay, my pork is sliced, and I put the jus on the stove. The burner was still warm from me frying peppers. So the stove was not on, but it was warm enough to melt this a little bit. And then we're just gonna put this in here. And I'm going to put it on a low heat and just kind of warm everything up. And then make myself a delicious sandwich. I tasted the pork. It tastes great. It's done perfectly. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, I'm almost ready to eat. I warmed up the pork and it just looks amazing. It smells great. I gave it a taste and it's perfect. So the pork really softened up nicely in the jus. These beautiful pieces of pork. And the flavor is amazing. It's not overpowering at all. It's very subtle. So you can taste the porkiness of the pork as well as those beautiful spices. Nice little bit of fat that I got in that piece, which gives it a nice buttery flavor. It's so good. I could just eat it just like this. But I'm going to make a sandwich. So I'm heating up a roll. I made some rolls the other day. They're a little bit funky, so I'm still working on my roll game. Still trying to perfect that. So I'm heating up a roll, and then I have some roasted peppers, some fried hot long peppers, and some Calabrian chili. I love this. Tutta Calabria, crushed Calabrian chili peppers. They're a little hot, but not super hot. And I just love the flavor of those. So might be doing a little bit too much with the long hot and the Calabrian chili paste. But what the heck, you only live once. All right, so I'm still waiting for my roll to heat up, and then I'm going to assemble a delicious sandwich and eat lunch. All right, here we go. Let's get this show started. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the Calabrian chili pepper. Not too much, but enough so that I get that flavor. Top that with some of the roasted red peppers. Okay, next I'm going to pile on some pork. All those beautiful juices going down into the bread. Ah, look at that. I'm going to do this little trick that I saw on a YouTube video. So dip my bread in the jus. And then let's throw in one long hot pepper just for another layer of flavor. This probably doesn't need any of this stuff. I could just eat it plain. So another way to eat this, usually I would have it with broccoli rabe, provolone cheese. So today I'm doing it with peppers, just because I haven't fried the broccoli rabe yet, and I'm kind of getting hungry here. All right, so here we go. Let's plate this up, and I will meet you at the table for the tasting. Look at that, gorgeous. All right, here we go. This beautiful South Philly style roasted pork sandwich. Just looks amazing. Mm. So many things going on here. So first thing I got was the hotness of those Colombian chilies. So they are spicy, warning. The bread is great, even though my roll looks slightly funky, and this is a couple days old, but it's holding up nicely. The pork, so juicy and tender. Look at that. Oh my God. So good. It'd be really good with a little provolone cheese, but this roll cannot hold anything else. Okay. I'm happy with it. Not super complicated. It was a process. So it took a couple days. It was definitely worth it. You could do it all in one day. Marinate your pork in the morning just for a couple hours. Cook it. And then let it sit, let it come down to room temperature, slice it, and then heat it up and have it for dinner. But I kind of like the idea of taking a couple days. Really made it worth waiting for. It's so good. Now I have this pot of pork. I'm going to have to call some hungry neighbors, see if they can come over and help me eat it. All right, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this 3-day, it was a 3-day video that I made here. Remember to like and subscribe. Comments are welcome. If you have any questions, I know I'm not like giving precise measurements for things. So if you have any doubts or any questions, let me know. I hope you try this. This is really, I'm telling you, if you make this for your friends, they're going to be blown away, especially for people who are not from the Philadelphia, South Jersey area that have never had this before. It really is one of the most amazing sandwiches, really amazing way to prepare meat. You could have this just on a plate with vegetables, with some mashed potatoes, whatever, roasted potatoes. It doesn't have to be a sandwich, but it really is one of the best Italian-American inventions, inspired by Italy, but perfected by the Italian-Americans. All right, I gotta go. I'm hungry. See you next time.